had seen Mark asked me a question, how to defeat procrastination. So, it's a very good question, and I love when you guys ask me questions because one, I'm making content around it, okay? Two, if I have the answer, then I'm gonna answer the question, okay? I do a video, and especially while my channel is this, okay, because it's soon going to be huge, okay? Whereas though I may not be able to get to all the questions that you guys want to ask me, okay? I believe in myself so much, and you should too. So, one of the things, how to defeat procrastination. Well, first of all, you have to discipline yourself, okay? You have to, a lot of times we say, I keep my word to other people, right? But the question becomes, do you keep your word to yourself? So when for me, prime example, I had made a vow to myself, and a lot of you guys may have seen the videos that I've been creating lately, and in the videos I had stated several times the agreements that I have made with myself for 3 months. One was to challenge myself, do something that is challenging every week. One thing every week. And it could be something, some may cost more. Okay. Keep the word, keep your agreement that you have made with yourself. Okay. The second thing is I made a vow to myself that I would read 2 chapters of any personal development book or any book that is going to cause me to look at my life and want to create a better change, a difference in my life. Okay. And so to beat procrastination, one of the things, or defeat the procrastination, is you have to look at your life and you have to start and discipline. I know, sometimes we have it has like a nasty connotation, like we have a nasty taste in our mouths, like discipline, right? Like discipline actually means like I'm not gonna have fun in this event or whatever because I can't do this, I can't do that. Actually, discipline actually means that you are doing something in this here now moment that is going to echo into your future. Okay. I have the ability to watch TV right now. Okay. But you want to know what I'm doing? This is what I'm doing. Okay. I'm listening to jazz, slow chill music as I read this book. Okay, the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay, so in order for you to beat procrastination, one of the things, give yourself a pat on the back because you are aware. Okay, because some people, they tend to do things and they just like, why my life is so chaotic, or why my life isn't changing. But you are aware that you be procrastinating, and that is phenomenal. Okay, whether it's you or somebody or whatever. Okay, whenever you are aware of anything that you are doing in your life is going to change, because awareness is what creates the change effect. Okay, if you're not aware of what you're doing, you're going to keep on doing the same exact thing. Why? Because you don't see a problem with it, because you don't think that whatever it is that you're doing, it is affecting you in some type, way, shape, or form. Okay, another suggestion that I would give to you is this book, okay, is by Stephen Pressfield. It's called Do the Work. Okay. In this book, I read this book, and it talks about resistance. It talks about resistance never sleep. Resistance is universal. It talks about we can use this, like, all these different things that we can do. And for me, reading, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So a few years ago, after I had my spiritual awakening, right? And I told my sister this story, and one of the young ladies that I meet up with when we do our book club, okay, I told her this story too, Johnetta. And this is one of the things that you want to everything has meaning behind it. Okay. Sometimes we have dreams and stuff and we like, no, I don't know why I had that dream or whatever. A few years ago, after I had my spiritual awakening, I had a dream of books. Okay. Now, mind you, this was after I got the download to help people get out the matrix, um, for me to start doing videos and everything like that. And in a dream, okay, it was like a high rise, like those buildings that have like go up to like the 12th or 13th floor or sometimes the 27th floor. And I was living in this high rise, and it was another family that lived, in the next building. And they was like, the same level or on the same floor as I was, but in a different building. And it was an Indian family. Like it was an Indian father and a boy. I remember this dream as if it was yesterday. Okay. And in a dream, I had seen so many books. So many books. And at that time, I wasn't reading, a whole bunch of books. I just, in this dream, I seen so many books. And the books, they sort of was like this color, but mainly like this orange and the red, okay, the books. But on the books, okay, this was like the father and the son, like they bookshelf, okay. I could not see the title or the names of the books. It was like covered in, like the book covers that we used to use as kids. Okay, not you youngins. Okay, but the ones that grew up in the 80s or 70s or whatever. Okay, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. So I remember in school we would use book covers, right? Sometimes if you was fancy, you use the cloth book covers. Okay, those cost a little more. Okay. If you was on a budget or something, you use the paper, the brown paper, okay, book cloth. Or some people would use a newspaper book cloth. I went to a Catholic school, so that was like definitely one of the requirements that the books had to be, they had to be covered. I don't okay, whatever. So anywho, so in a dream, the books was covered. And they was covered, like I said, with this orange, the way this color is, right? It was covered like that in this red. And I didn't know exactly what that dream meant. And then also in the dream it was a cow. It was like it was so much stuff that was going on in the dream. And I never seen the name of the books in the dream. So I remember after I had that dream, I had went on this website like dream interpretations and stuff like that. And it was a lady that was interpreting my dream, right? And she says something about new beginnings and stuff like that, like the cow represented, and then she was telling me the colors, what they represent and stuff like that. The only thing that I could, looking back, I can just say those colors meant perhaps my chakras. Okay, we know that we have 7 chakras. Okay, we have way more than 7, but the main ones are the 7 chakras, right? Which is your throat chakra, your crown chakra, your solar plexus. Um, is a few more. I can't think of them all at one time. Okay, so fast forward. Okay, I started ordering books. Okay, my very first book was The Alchemist. Okay, and that book is the same exact color that I told you guys, right? That the book covers were. Is that orange and this orange, yellowish, and red, right? Mainly red. I started ordering books, and so many books, and I started reading them. Okay, and not only have I started reading them, but I started applying them to my life. I started doing the thing that the book said to do. So how are you going to beat procrastination? Also, is a lady that I used to listen to, Mel Robbins. Okay, and she had this thing where as though she talks about procrastination and things of that nature. You have to ask yourself. So some of the things that I ask myself is, if I watch this TV show, is this TV show going to give me anything in return? Now, I'm not saying like I never watched the TV or whatever. I just was watching TV earlier today, but my mind wasn't really there. Okay, and so I started reading. So you have to ask yourself, is this thing, and it's not you punishing yourself. Don't look at it like I'm punishing myself. It's like I love myself so much. That's why I'm doing this thing. Okay. If if you are always looking for fun, right? And there's nothing wrong with fun. But it comes a point in time where as though you have to be serious about your life. Why? Because nobody else is going to be serious about your life, and you're not going to be able to acquire the things that you say you want to acquire if you've been doing the same thing. Okay? If you be the same, you get the same. So Mel Robbins is one of the people that I started listening to. And one of the things she says is, whenever you say you want to do something, right? It could be as small as going to a new store, okay? Because I tell you guys, for me, that's one of the reasons why I go different places, because it's to challenge myself. You do a countdown, okay? And the countdown starts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You do it. You challenge yourself. One is going to start you taking radical action. You're going to start developing a habit, okay? And this is what the successful people do. You're not going to have time to be so much in your head, because if you so much in your head, then you're going to talk yourself out of doing the thing that you know you need to do. Okay. You're going to follow your heart, not your head, your heart. You're going to follow your heart. Then once you start seeing that you do that countdown, you are going to feel good, because people think that confidence comes from, I guess, doing the same exact shit each and every day. No, confidence and bravery don't come from that. Confidence comes from you keeping your word to your damn self. What you said you was going to do, you do it. Okay? Because the end result is going to benefit you far more than a few minutes of pleasure. I remember my mother used to have this saying, and she used to say, a few minutes of pleasure could cost you a lifetime of pain. And it's so true. Okay. One of the things that I had got from Jim Rohn was this. He said, somebody asked him, Jim, if it's so easy to do it and to become a millionaire, why aren't there more millionaires? And one of the things Jim Rohn said was, it's not easy, it's doable. It's doable. Meaning it's gonna be times where as though you're not going to want to do it. But then that's when when you discipline your damn self, okay, that's when your life is going to change. All right? That's when your life is going to fill up. You said you got baby mama drama. Well, honey, you want to elaborate? Maybe I could tell you a thing or two. But when your life change, when you start seeing, first of all, you got to see that you deserve better. That's what you have to see. That's most important. Okay. And once you become aware and you start seeing, how you showing up, because no matter how many times you blaming other people, That's not what's going to change your life. What's going to change your life is you taking accountability, you taking ownership, and you seeing what your part is and what you're doing. So if you want to beat procrastination, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to start, if you start in increments, okay? Start in increments. For me, for instance, right? It's times where as though I want to do everything. Okay. That's just, at times I'm like, I want to do, I'm a workout. I gave myself, I made a vow to myself. Okay. Cause you get so caught up. Oh, well, I made a promise to this person. You keep the promises that you make to other people, but oftentimes you probably break them. If you breaking a promise you break to yourself, chances are you're breaking the damn promises you made to other people too. Okay. I made a vow to myself for me to work out every day, 3 months straight, every day. And so I pay attention to my body. I listen to myself. Okay. It's days when I'm on Facebook. That's where I do my workouts at, on Facebook Live. Okay. Morning time, I show up. Some evenings, I show up, but I'm working out on Facebook Live. And so it's days where as though I may do a 60-minute live video of me working out on Facebook, doing a follow along, following somebody from YouTube, most likely. And then there's other days where as though I do a 20-minute follow along and I'm on Facebook Live. And then there's other days where as though I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like going on Facebook to do the live, to work out. And then in those moments, what I tend to do, because I'm going to keep the promise I made to myself. So whether I do 20 jumping jacks, 15 jumping jacks, whether I jog in place for 5 minutes or whatever, I still kept that vow to myself. I still made that promise to my damn self. Okay, it's called discipline. I still did the thing that I said that I was going to do because I know my end result is going to be better than me watching TV or me doing something that is not going to add any value to my life. Yes, you want to be entertained at times, but is the entertainment costing you your damn dreams? That's what you have to pay attention to. Ask yourself before you do anything and start realizing, is this entertainment? Okay. Is this going to cost me in the long run? Okay. That's one of the things that I ask myself. Is this going to cost me? Okay. Or how could this better my life? If I take this challenge, if I do this challenge, how is this going to affect my life? Okay. And then I take the challenge. Okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. That's the biggest mistake that you are going to make. If you feel like you have to have it all figured out, if you feel like, you can't get started until you have all the answers, while you're doing a lot of goddamn procrastinating in that case, because a lot of times the answers is not going to come to you while you just sitting on the sofa. Like when I started doing these videos, I didn't have a clue on how to edit. Sometimes I don't edit now, but when I first started, I was, oh, I gotta edit this. I gotta put the music on. The music gotta be a certain way. Now that music don't sound right. Then I started getting into the intro. Oh, they said the intro gotta be this way. The intro gotta. No, I started just going with the flow. I get a download to make a video. I just make the video. I don't get all in my head caught up. Oh, well, it got to be this way. It got to be perfect. It got to be that. Because as long as you are in your head, you're not in your heart. And you can't be more effective if you are in your head. So you have to do it from your heart. You have to listen to that gut feeling. Listen to that intuition. And when the time comes and you see something comes up and it's like, well, for you to do this, do it. Do it. I mean, if it not going against nobody or hurting anybody, of course, but if it's something for the betterment of you, do it. Do it. And that fear is going to rise. I'm not going to be on here saying, well, the fear ain't going to come. Oh, yes, the hell it is going to come. And to think that it's not going to come, honey, you living in la illusionary land. Okay. The fear is going to come. And the reason the fear is going to come is because you battling your old belief systems. Okay. Those people who said you wasn't good enough, the ones that said you wasn't capable, the ones that said you don't deserve this life, the ones who said all these different things, that's what you battling. So what you have to do is you have to still step into the radical action, and you have to do it, because your life is not finna change by you staying the damn same. And so when you see the procrastination, when you see, I would prefer to watch TV right now, right? But me reading this book is way more interesting than me watching The Good Witch on Hallmark. Okay, it's way more interesting than me watching it. Okay, because that's not gonna give me nothing back in return. I mean, I'm gonna be entertained, but I could read this, and this book will give me 20 ideas on videos to make. Okay, not only that, it could give me insight on how I could change my life by me doing the work and applying the information to my own personal life. Okay, so it's like so many things. So you have to start seeing, is this thing costing me something? That's what you have to ask yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself. Is this thing costing me something? If it's costing you peace, it is a absolutely, positively, absolutely hell no. Okay, let me say it again. If it is costing you peace, that is too much of a high price to goddamn pay. So if it's costing you peace, the answer is no. 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 If it's costing you peace, we do not deal with stuff that costs us peace. Okay? Peace of mind, energy, no. Okay? But you have to see that you deserve better. If you feel like you deserve, something that's costing you peace, then chances are you're going to keep going back to that thing. And that could be a relationship. It could be baby mama, baby daddy. It could be anything. You have to start looking at your life saying that you deserve more. You are worthy of more. You are capable of more. You have to start seeing yourself like that. If not, you're not going to buy the book. If not, you're not going to take the time out to read. If not, you're not going to exercise. If not, you're not going to take the book. Every discipline affects everything in your life. The smaller disciplines, they equal to bigger disciplines. Every lack affects everything in your life. So it's two sides to the coin, right? It's a law called the law of diminishing. Okay, what you don't use, you lose. Okay, what you don't use, you lose. So if you are doing things, or if you're not using, body parts or whatever it is like that, it comes to a point where as though you start losing maybe the feeling in that arm or the feeling in that thing because you're not using it. So it's a law called law of diminishing. So you have to use these things. Okay. If I want my mind to get better, right? Then I'm going to buy the books. I'm going to read the books. I'm going to, this book done been through some things, but you guys already know this is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. I'm going to do things that perhaps I may have never done before. Woo, right? But I'm going to do them because why? Because I deserve better. Because I know I deserve better. Nobody got to tell me I deserve better. I know I deserve better. Okay? I know I am capable of more. Nobody got to tell me I'm capable. I know I'm capable of more. Okay? Because we have so much unlimited potential within us that we could always strive to be better than what we were or than what we are. Okay? And so once you start seeing that, okay, your life is going to start changing. But first you have to become aware of it. And so to Mark who asked me the question about procrastination, I love you guys' questions. When you ask me the question, if I have the answer or if I could elaborate on, how I was able to, overcome, or how I'm growing through this thing or that thing or whatever it is, I'm willing to share it, especially while my channel is this way. because very soon it's going to be in the millions. Okay. So you have to, the whole idea is you have to see that you deserve better. That's really the bottom line. So in order to beat procrastination, you have to start understanding that you deserve better than whatever it is that you're doing that's causing you to loop, causing you to keep getting the same exact thing. It's about discipline, okay? Is about, because you could be motivated, but what the motivation, it wears off, and that's when discipline kicks in. If you've been doing the thing for a certain amount of time, it becomes part of who you are, right? Like if you working out in the beginning, when you're working out, you ain't gonna want a necessary workout. Okay, that's just what it is. But then you, and it's not you working out because you hate your body. You working out because you love yourself. You working out because you know when you work out, it increases the endorphins, okay, the serotonin, the happiness that you feel. It creates those chemicals in our brain. And so when we working out, you're not doing it just, oh, for my body to look good. That's a byproduct, okay? What you doing it because you love yourself so much. When I look in the mirror and I know that I have worked out, I love my body already, whichever way my body is. But I know I can do better. Okay, that's the proper term to be saying. To the ones that keep saying, oh, well, I hate this part of my body. I hate that part of my body. And then you think that you're going to attract somebody that is going to actually love every part of your body, and you don't even love your body. Okay, I say get in the mirror naked and look at yourself. Now, some people may say, now that's a bit much. But you should be that comfortable looking at yourself and not shunning away from yourself and feeling like, oh, I can't look at this part of my body. I can't look at that. Why? Why can't you? So you have to, and loving yourself is an ongoing thing. You got to get in the habit of speaking good to yourself. I did a video about casting spells on your damn self and practicing black magic because some people that are religious, okay, you guys know I'm spiritual, and it's not no shade against religious people, and from me doing a video that I did the other day about saying if you practice spirituality you're going to hell, and it was people that was spiritual who watched the 12-second video and they panties, some of their panties was in a whole goddamn bunch, okay. And that let me know to understand that, do you really believe what you say you believe? Because there's no reason why somebody could say something in 12 seconds and your whole panties are in a bunch based upon what somebody else said. So it's all about you knowing exactly, not you believing, you knowing, because a belief can change. So it's actually about you knowing, right? So, I hope I answered the question. To beat procrastination is you doing it. You doing the thing that you keep on putting off. Because if you saying, for instance, if you like, I want to better my life. And I feel like, somebody told me about a book, okay? But I don't know if I should buy the book. One of the things that I got from a lot of successful people, whether it was Jim Rohn, whether it was Zig Ziglar, whether it was Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Lisa Nichols, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, so many of them. What I got from them, Brian Tracy, okay, is it Brian Tracy? Yeah, Brian Tracy. What I got from them is this, that they invest in themselves, okay? They invest in themselves. Not only time, they invest money in themselves, okay? The greatest investment that you can make is the investment you make within yourself, okay? So you got to start looking at yourself and start saying, you know what, I deserve better, okay? And so if somebody say, I know from me watching several Bob Proctor videos, every time he mentioned a book in his videos, guess what I do? I go out and buy the book. I don't say, well, he said the book. That don't kind of make sense. Because if you give yourself enough time, your mind is going to talk you out of the dang. It's your ego that's going to talk you out of it. It's going to say stuff like, oh, that's a scam. It's going to say stuff like, that don't make sense. It's going to say stuff you shouldn't do it. It's going to say stuff, why don't you just watch TV instead of doing that thing, instead of reading that book? It's going to say stuff, why don't you, you mess with all these different people instead of doing the work on yourself? It's going to say all this stuff. But you have to start looking at your life and not taking score, but you have to start looking at your life and taking accountability and saying, well, where I was 6 months ago, am I still doing that same exact thing today? And if you are, you have to be, and this goes back to being honest with your damn self. Because if you're not honest with yourself, your life isn't finna change. You have to be honest with yourself. What did I do 6 months ago? What did I do? If you didn't do anything, nothing that you can account for that is going to move you in a direction where you say you would like to be, then chances are the next 6 months is going to be like the previous 6 months. Okay, and that's just real. If you guys come on to my, I'm gonna give it to you as raw and as blunt. Because I believe in you and I know that you are capable of more. You are capable of more than the way you are showing up. You are capable of having more. But if you do not see that you are capable and you are designed for more, then chances are you're going to keep on being in a goddamn loop doing the same exact thing that you did last year, the year before last, the year before last. And if you like the results that you continuously keep on getting, then you keep doing the same. But I guess you don't, because you asked me the question. And so that's why I'm answering it. The procrastination comes from you enjoying yourself more so than the thing that you know you need to do. You have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. And it starts little disciplines. If you say, all right, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to lift 200 pounds and you never even lift 10 pounds. How that's gonna work out? It's not gonna last. So you gotta do increments, small disciplines, and it'll carry you on into the larger disciplines. But every discipline affects your life, and every lack affects your life. So you gotta see which spectrum, which side you want to be on. The disciplines, because let me tell you something. The disciplines, you do this stuff a week. Right? You'll go back and you will say, damn, I feel better about myself. I know when I keep the word to myself and I say I'm going to work out and I work out, whether it's even for 5 minutes, I still kept that word to myself. Okay? Whether I say I'm going to read the book and I read the book, okay? I kept the word to myself. I kept those words to myself. And that is the way to build your confidence up. You want to build your confidence up? Keep your word to yourself. Not so much to other people, but keep the damn word to yourself. What you said to yourself that you was going to do, you do it. Okay? And this is not, you learn. You start learning as you go along. A lot of times people are so worried about other people letting them down. That's not it. The question is, are you letting your damn self down? Because if you letting yourself down, that's the biggest letdown that can ever happen in your life, is you letting you down. Not nobody else, not nobody else, because other people outside our existence, they don't hold that much weight as we tend to give them. Okay, they don't hold that much power as we tend to give them. What really holds the power is you. If you let yourself down, then that's an issue that you need to take up with yourself. Why did you let yourself down? What are some of the gray areas? What are some of the things that stop you, that you have allowed to stop you from doing whatever it is that you said that you wanted to do, doing whatever it is that you said that you was going to accomplish? You should always, if I could recommend anything, is one, go buy a journal. Okay, they got journals. You could buy a notebook from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. They're $1. Okay, I have so many journals that I done used up, well, wrote all up in them. Okay, and I'm always buying journals. I'm always documenting my life. I'm always writing my goals down. I have over 50 something goals. Okay, and when I go back to my goals and I start looking at my goals, right? It feels so good when you could cross your goals out and say, up, I did this, I did that. It's the best feeling in the world. When you could go back and say, I accomplished this, I did this, I kept my word to myself. That's the most important thing, okay? Get a journal. In a journal, you going to write the person that you want to become, okay? Now, somebody else may read your journal and they may say, this you they may look at you, and throw a little shade, okay, and be like, you will never be this, right? That's why you don't let them get a hold of the journal, okay? And if they do, oh well, that's whatever. You write a journal, you write down the person that you want to become. Now, you don't know how you're going to become this person. All right. Because a lot of times, a lot of the goals that I have written down, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do them. And some of them goals, most of them goals, they scare the hell out of me. Okay. That's why I don't look at it every so often. I look at it here and there, but I don't look at it every day. Okay. You want to write down the person that you want to become. Okay. If you say you want to become a person of integrity, of honesty, of confidence, okay, decisive, you want to be decisive, okay, you want to be able to make decisions quick, because that's what successful people do. They make decisions quick. You write down exactly the man or woman you want to become. What you gonna start seeing after you do that, because there's so much power in writing, okay? Not texting. You're not gonna text this, you're gonna write it, okay? Because there's more power in writing than texting. You write this stuff down, this information down, exactly how you envision yourself to be. At first, you're not gonna probably believe it. If you can't come up with like how you want to be, you can use somebody that you see, right? Like you can say, like Brian Tracy or Lisa Nichols. I would say Lisa Nichols, okay. Is she's full of confidence, okay. She shares her story. She's a transformational coach. She's very transparent and authentic, okay. She lets you know that she has not arrived at the top. She's still climbing the mountain just like the rest of us. She's no guru, okay? And she's very down to earth with transparency, okay? Very honest, relatable, okay? Filled with integrity, okay? And I met Lisa Nichols once while I went to her event, speak and write and speak to make millions, okay? I went to her event. She knows how to capture her audience by storytelling. And so you write down those characteristics that you tend to see. And you're not going to know exactly like how you're going to become this person. Then after you write this down, I want you to start affirming yourself. Start looking in the mirror and telling yourself exactly who you are to become. Okay. You're not going to believe it. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? You're not going to believe it at first, okay? Because somebody programmed you along the way and told you all the things that you wasn't, and now you are living that spell, spell. You living that spell out. They told you wasn't smart, and now you constantly do stuff, and then because you want to be right, and you tell yourself, well, you know what? I'm not. You tell yourself you're not smart, okay? So you want to start getting in the mirror telling yourself. And this is some of the things I'm telling you is what I was told when I invested money to be part of mastermind groups. Okay. Get in the mirror, tell yourself this. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am confident. I am filled with integrity. I am honest. I am love. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am creative. Tell yourself these things, okay? I am patient. Whatever it is, tell yourself these things. When you get in the mirror, you look, when the eyes are the windows to the soul. Whether you believe that, honey, that's neither here nor there. Okay, I don't care what you believe. All right. You tell yourself, you start looking at your eyes, okay? And it may seem uncomfortable at first because you don't believe it. But the more repetition, the more you keep on doing this thing, the more you're going to start believing it. As when you was a kid, whoever raised you may have said to you or your siblings that you are a compulsive liar and she's really good. Lisa Nichols is really good. And I'm gonna share a story with you guys after I tell you this. Um so you start telling yourself this stuff, right? When you was a kid, whoever raised you, they said you was a liar. Okay? That you believed those lies that you told yourself. You was a compulsive liar at that. Maybe they didn't say it directly to you. Maybe they said it to your siblings, right? But this time, you're not lying. You're actually telling the truth. But because you've been programmed for so long and you're up under a spell, so to speak, that you believe that you're lying. And it's like you just going against the belief system. And that's why it feels uncomfortable. That's why when you look in a mirror, at times you don't even want to do it. Because I know when I first started doing this, I didn't want to do it. When Bob Proctor said, get in the mirror and, look in the mirror and look at your eyes and tell yourself, when I did it, I just felt like, like, okay, here we go. And then the next day, I just felt, because you do this every day. It's a script. You do it every day. And I haven't been doing it as I used to do it, like when I first heard this, right? But at times when I'm just walking, I tell myself, whenever I feel some type of way, and in this book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, that was one of the books that Bob Proctor recommended. He said it in his video, and guess what? I went on, got them Amazon, and I purchased the book. It wasn't no time to, oh, well, the book is $15. I'm not spending. No, I don't think like that. That's a scarcity lack mindset. And sometimes it rise up, but for the most part, I think of abundance. If I could get one thing from a book, it's going to change my life. See, money comes and goes, but the knowledge and the information that's within you, nobody could ever take that from you. And whatever you lost or whatever you lose, the information that you have, you will be able to make that thing again and again. A car, a house, whatever it is, the money, you can make it again because it's the person that you developed into, the person that you became. So you focusing on the money, that's the wrong thing you're focusing on. You should be focusing on something that is going to give you something for a lifetime. And that's the information, that's the knowledge. And the wisdom is the appliance, what you tend to do. That means wisdom, okay? When you take the information, you actually apply it. So, journal 1, affirmations. What else? Journal 1, write down 2, what type of person that you want to become. Okay. 3, the affirmations. Okay. And then you can start off with writing down 5 goals or 1 goal. Whatever it is, okay? Start off small because it's the micro wins that turns into damn big macro wins. It's the small things that you start off with that turns into something major and large. So I hope that helps, okay? And I definitely recommend Stephen Pressfield's book. He had like a lot of great books. This is the only book that I have from Stephen Pressfield. It was another book called Government Cheese. I'm going to get that book because I heard it's a great read. It was on Amazon and the ratings of the book is phenomenal. But starting off, I would highly recommend getting this book called Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield because, you could look at your life. You could either, read the book. I know somebody that reads book, my nephew. Okay. When he came to my house and I had this book, I just had this book and he had borrowed this book. But when I first got the book, he was asking me all these questions, right, about this stuff. And my nephew now, I believe he's like 29 years old. And I I remember he would procrastinate at times, and he would ask me, like, I say, well, do this, because I'm more so of an action taker. I don't have time to be wasted, like wasted time. Time you could never get back. Okay, although time is an illusion, but you can't get time back. Okay, and I remember I was going on my way to the gym, but before going to the gym, he had stayed at my house. He spent the night, and me and him was talking the next day, and he was pretty much asking me, like about the books and stuff like that, and whatever information I know or anything that help my life, I'm willing to share it, because I believe that when you could let somebody know that there's hope at the end of the day, people are contemplating suicide and everything else, okay? And if a few minutes of my time are telling people that there's a better way, that, is something great, magnificent, marvelous within them, that only if they do the work and start looking at themselves and understanding that they are capable of receiving more, they are capable of having more and doing more. So make a long story short, so my nephew, he's the type that he'll say, I need more information. Like those type of people, right? And some people that's always like, I need more information. They have enough of information, but they so afraid to mess up that they don't even give themselves a chance. So the people that's like, I need more information before I start this, or I gotta read just one more book. I'm the type that'll read a page or read a paragraph of a book, and I get something from that paragraph. I'm getting something from that paragraph, okay? And I'm gonna apply that to my life. I'm not gonna go into say, well, I gotta read, 3 books before. No, no. Because what makes the journey even more fun is when I read probably one paragraph and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous to do this. It's so many times. Okay. Yeah, perfectionist. It's not as like, listen, if you're trying to be perfect, you are living in fantasy world. There's not a such thing as you being perfect. Okay. It just don't exist. If you trying to uphold that standard of, and I know I used to be one of those, okay, everything had to be this way, everything had to go this way, my hair had to be laid and slayed, okay, the makeup had to be beat to the gods, like some of you guys say, everything had to be a certain type of way, until I got so frustrated and said, you know what, goddamn, what, wait a goddamn minute. I'm not wearing no makeup, okay? I'm a rock out with my natural hair, okay? I'm a rock out with my natural hair. And whoever don't like it, they just don't like it, okay? But I love me enough to accept exactly who the hell I am, okay? And so you have to start saying that you deserve more. You have to start saying it. So getting back to Lisa Nichols. So I listened to Lisa Nichols a few years ago. Okay. I was in a call with my mother. This was like when I first started getting wrapped up into personal development. Okay. And when I tell you, you may want to change your life, but you don't know exactly what steps to take, it's all gonna come to you. Because I didn't even know this journey that I'm on now, that I didn't know that I would be on this type of journey. Okay. And so I was listening to Lisa Nichols. I was caught up on her story, okay? And if you don't know her story, you could go to her YouTube page. And she talks about her story about how her son was a few months old, I believe, and she didn't have no pampers. She didn't have no pampers for her baby, and she went to the ATM. The guy who got her pregnant, okay, he started selling drugs, okay, and from him selling drugs, he got arrested, and then she had to become a single mother, something that she said she dreaded. And that was the lifestyle she's from LA, okay. She talks about, Los Angeles and everything like that, okay. And so she said she was broken. And not only she was, broke, but she was also broken. She was broke for her finances, but then she was broken inside. And she tells the story about how she had to wrap her son up in a towel for, I believe, 2 weeks or so, right? Because she didn't have no money for Pampers. And she said, through that, because a lot of times we get so caught up on the trials and the tribulations that we tend to go through. And we forget that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You may not be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I can assure you that it is light at the end of the tunnel. And she just tells the story about, how she changed her life. And it's such a phenomenal, inspirational, um, emotional story. Is beautiful because when I heard that story, and she tells you like how she was on WIC, Women's Infant and Children, how she was on government assistance, okay, and how she took radical action, how she did not allow that thing to stop her. Whatever she was going through, she knew she had more. She knew that she could overcome that. And I remember I was in a call with my mother, and I heard Lisa Nichols' story a few times. And me and my mother, we was in a car. And I looked at my mother and I said, I'm going to see her. And this is what I mean when I say you do not need to know how. The how is none of your business. The universe will work things out whereas though whatever it is that you say you want to manifest, you will manifest it. But you have to, the first step to manifestation is believing. You have to believe it's possible. So afterwards, I looked at my mother and I said, Ma, I'm going to see her. Right? I didn't know how the hell I was going to see her. Okay. I never been to San Diego or whatever it was like there. And so, about a few months later, because I started watching Lisa Nichols, and she would have like these different challenges. You can do like these different, like homework and stuff that you can do. And it would be free. Okay. But then she would have like, she was holding an event called Speak and Right to Make Millions. And so I told you guys prior to that, right? I just told my mother, Mom, I'm going to see her. I'm going to see this lady. Didn't know Lisa Nichols from a can of paint until I started watching her videos, okay? And then after that, she had did like something, I think it was on Facebook. And she was like, she hosting this event, whatever. And, she let you know how much it was. And I booked the ticket. I booked the flight. Okay. At that time, my sister was supposed to come with me. But honey, since we never booked flights before, we done messed up the flight, like going there and come. It was a hot mess. Okay. But I was so determined. Okay. And my sister, she had to wait for her refund to come back from the airlines, and then I booked the flight and I messed up my flight, so I had to wait. And then I had and it was so funny because when I say the universe will work with you, okay, to make every one of your desires manifest, okay, it will work with you. I was waiting for my refund to come back. Okay. And I got some of the refund money, but it was something with bank to go from Uber. Okay, because that's what I was using. I was using, Uber card. They were saying they gave the deposit back, but I didn't see the deposit. It was like $300 or something. But whatever, that was neither here nor there. I had got a refund from my W-2, right? From my taxes. And I was determined to go. Although my sister couldn't come with me, I was still determined to go. And the guy who I was dating at that time, because he worked for corporate. So he was somewhere different, in a different city. And, in a different state. And this was going to be the second time I flew. Okay. The first time I went to Mexico with him, and then this was going to be the actual first time that I flew, but not flew with somebody else. I was flying by myself. So when I say, and I got this from Lisa Nichols, your convenience And your convenience does not live on the same block as, I forget exactly how she said, but like it is going to inconvenience you. It's going to cost you something. Okay. And I was so eager and determined, although I was afraid. Because I said, you know what? I never flew before, okay, by myself. This was the second time I was on an airplane. But guess what? I was determined. And I went to San Diego by my damn self, okay, by myself, okay. One of the things that I started realizing was this: whenever you traveling by yourself, or whenever you doing things by yourself, remember this: energy goes with you. Your energy does not stay home. So the way you are, that energy, it follows you. So only thing I start doing, cause honey, I started going. I caught a lift, okay, because it was for 3 days. Speaking right to make millions. It was 3 days, and you talking about uncomfortable, cause she definitely have you doing some uncomfortable stuff. Far as growth wise, looking strangers in the eyes, and she'll tell you to repeat, X, Y, and Z, because she wants you to get out of your comfort zone. And so I started catching lifts, okay, while I was out there to go to, it was this supermarket called Ralph's that they have in San Diego. And the people that I met was just like the people where I live, okay? Because the law of attraction, you attract what you are, not what you say you want to be, not what you say that you are going to be. The more you embody, and that's the purpose of telling yourself each and every day exactly the person, the man or woman that you are becoming, because then you will start believing that thing and you will start embodying that new person, that new identity. You will start embodying it. And so what I started realizing was these people the same. Okay. I attract the people that's just like me. I attract, because energy, you are attracting people that's like you. Whenever somebody show you something and you like, oh, I don't like this, or you could go all the way down to the T. I don't like when this person do this. They just reflecting back to you your shadow side. That's it. That's all they reflecting back to you. Okay. And getting back to the story. Okay. So when I went, I was afraid because I already booked a hotel in San Diego. And I was afraid because, I'm by myself there. Okay. This was like the first time that I actually went by myself to, like to a different state or whatever. And, but I trust the process. I trusted the process. And I felt that the universe was protecting me and my ancestors was guiding me. And so that's all I kept on thinking about. But when you first doing a challenge, you're going to be afraid because it's something new. It's something different. But the only thing that means is you don't have enough reps. That means that you haven't done it enough times, okay? But the more you do it, the better it becomes. And the more you start seeing that fear is dissipating, is leaving. But to the person that's out there that's like, well, I'm going to wait until the fear leaves. Newsflash, the fear is not going to leave. It's not going to leave. It's only one or two things. Either you back out of the challenge and don't do it, or you say, I'm going to do it, and the fear is just going to have to ride alongside with me. It's just going to have to come with me. And your life is going to change. You got to start trusting your heart, not so much in your head. Trust your heart and follow your heart. Because when you follow your heart is not going to let you down. Your head is going to tell you all types of stuff, okay? People that done told you things is going to tell you all types of stuff. So you can't trust your head. Follow your heart, okay? And so with that being said, I hope you guys got something from this. And whatever questions or whatever it is that you guys want me to do a video on, just ask away. And I answer the questions the best of my ability. And I appreciate you guys because, listen, you could have definitely been somewhere else. But I appreciate you guys for watching my videos, for sending me love, for supporting me. And this just the beginning, okay? And You have what it takes. I could never give you anything. The true power is always and has always been within you. Okay? So do understand it. And so until next time, I've been on here for a whole hour. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.